woman cry. Now wait, don't look at me with that tone of voice. I'm not a bully, so you can stop clutching your pearls. Let me explain. So I was in the newsroom where the college paper gets produced. Budding journalists, myself included, are all working feverishly to get our stories written by deadline. Someone taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, Joan, there's a lady here to see you." What? I'm totally confused because, first of all, who comes to a newsroom? And furthermore, why would they be looking for me? I make my way to the front. I see a young lady. She's probably a couple years older than me, and she's tapping her foot. Is this the girlfriend of the guy that I had been chatting it up with at the frat party? I approached her cautiously. She looked up and said, "Are you Joan?" I said, "Yes." She sighed deeply and said, "I just had to come and thank you in person. I read your article and oh my God, finally somebody had the guts to say what I have always felt." She was talking about the op-ed piece I had written about the double-edged sword of being born Black and female, having the odds stacked against us and always having to prove our worth. She went on to explain how deeply she connected with my words. And then she started crying. No, you don't understand. Big time boo-hoo crying. I was blown away because for me, I had just written what was on my heart, and I felt like someone had to say it. Aside from that experience being a little shocking, slightly embarrassing, that moment was both moving and monumental because it was at that very moment that I recognized the power of words, the incredible power of my words. It's funny because while words are powerful, and my business is all about using the power of words in marketing, words have had a tremendous impact on my journey. They've caused me to stumble, to stop, to wallow in sadness, to shift my confidence, challenge naysayers, course correct, and step into my jazziness. Yep, my jazziness. I'm kind of known for being a bit bold, high energy, stylish, and confident, but that wasn't always the case. There was a time when I felt incredibly self-conscious. You see, for as long as I can remember, I've always been thin. Okay, I got a little meat on my bones now, but it took giving birth to 2 kids and a few decades to get here. Anyway, I was thin and I hated it. Why? Because when you're a cheerleader, when you're a teenager, and all of the boys are attracted to the hourglass figures, and your figure has no curves at all, it's depressing. Not to mention, your name is Joan. So naturally, the painful nickname you get tagged with is Skinny Bone Joan. That's right. Skinny Bone Joan. After a while, I tried to embrace being skinny. I would say, "Skinny people jam." I think that was my attempt at a little reverse psychology. I don't know. One day, one of my best friends told me she was trying out for cheerleading and that I should too. I laughed. You're right. Skinny Bone Joan, a cheerleader? Not gonna happen. You see, in my mind, the unspoken words were, cheerleaders are the pretty, popular girls with the really nice figures. Not me. I don't know how or when, but a light bulb went off. And there was a shift. I was not only going to try out, but I was determined to make the squad. And I did. Ever since then, I've moved to the beat of my own drum. And I'm here to tell you, don't let the naysayers or the negative Nancy in your own head tell you what you can't do. In college, I remember a professor ever so politely saying something like, Joan, with your sense of fashion, you should probably stick to writing the fashion and lifestyle pieces. I thought about that. The lifestyle pieces? I'm pretty sure the words weren't really meant to hurt me, but they caused me to stop and course correct. Because basically what he was saying was I wasn't cut out to write the in-depth, hard-hitting investigative pieces. So when it was time to do an internship, I intentionally chose to intern at a magazine in an industry I was completely unfamiliar with. Video and animation. And guess what? I nailed it. Started out as an intern, was offered a job, so I moved from intern to managing editor in less than a year. And I was writing and editing technical information about new technology. How's that for hard hitting? Now, let me take you back to September 28th, 2008. The fateful day when I heard words that rocked me to my core and changed my life forever. It was a seemingly regular day, a Sunday, I believe. Day had just turned to night, and my phone rings. It's my mom, so I answer like on the second ring with a smile in my voice. She, however, is using a voice that's completely unrecognizable. There's a lot of background noise going on, so I'm struggling to make out what she's saying. Then I hear agony-filled cries. Mom, what's wrong? Are you okay? Through the noise and the crying, I hear, they killed my baby. And he's gone. And in this gut-wrenching shriek, Kevin is dead. Wait, what? I was stuck, confused and in utter disbelief, because Kevin's my baby brother. Okay, not a baby, but a 30-year-old, healthy, physically fit young man. So all of this had to be a horribly bad joke or a case of mistaken identity. Yep, that was it. That's what I locked into. I don't know who's dead, but it's not my brother. I started to ask my mom the details. What happened? Are you sure it's him? After more crying, I learned that he had been in a motorcycle accident and was actually airlifted to the hospital where she worked. Dear God, can you imagine? I was a mess. My husband tried to comfort me, and then I had to pull it together. I had to get on the phone, I had to make calls, I had to tell the rest of our immediate family. Then I sat on the stairs of our house in silence. The words, "he's gone" and "Kevin is dead" kept playing on repeat in my head. Then I jumped up. Kevin is not dead. I had to get to the hospital and see for myself. When I got there, I demanded to see my brother. And when I stood behind that glass and they wheeled out his body, I lost a piece of me. Over the years, I've learned that grief is one hell of a thing, and that there are multiple facets of me that I want the world to know and see. On May 25th, 2020, George Floyd was murdered. The world saw the disturbing video. Many people took part in protests to bring attention to racial injustice, to underscore the sentiment, Black Lives Matter, and to fight nonviolently for change. During all of this, I heard many people of lighter hues say, "I don't see color." I even had a few well-meaning business associates utter the same words. Here's the thing. I don't want you to be colorblind. That's actually kind of silly if you think about it. I want you to see my blackness. Because like James Brown said, I'm Black and I'm proud. I want you to see my color, accept it, respect it, and embrace it. The words we say, write, think, and hear all have impact. Y'all remember that old adage, "Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you"? That's bull. Words are powerful and they can hurt like hell. In fact, there's a remix to that saying, and the ending says, "Words can do permanent damage." The key, my friends, is to not let the damage be permanent. You determine how you're going to let words impact you and how you feel. They can definitely deflate, motivate, and elevate. Words have power, but so do you.